Welcome to Lifestyle by SK with wine, cigars, relationships, and of course, coffee intertwined to create the tapestry of extraordinary experience. But I want to have an open discussion here on Saturday morning, and I thought this is pretty much a really good time to just kind of open up a little bit and just kind of have an unfiltered discussion about relationships. And so this is an open discussion, not a debate, not an argument. I'm here to honestly talk about relationships, responsibility, and where things are going wrong and how we can actually fix this problem that we most definitely have within our community. Now, I do want to most definitely say crystal clearly that we're keeping this respectful. I'm not going to play the blame game with you all. I'm not going to attack anyone, just real conversation that we are going to have here today. So if you're tuning in, thank you once again for getting on here and really enjoying this conversation. So hopefully it'll be good. Definitely put your comments up and everything so I can most definitely see if they're respectful. We'll get them on here so that we can see what is going on here. And what I want to look at here is I want to start from one point, then go to another. But are people dating with a purpose anymore? And I want us to really think about this question because it opens up so many doors of opportunity for us to come at it from different angles. And when we're looking at the way that things are right now and the way that things are going on in the society that we live in, could people be intentional or more intentional about who they date and what they're going through so that they don't mess up or have any conflict with somebody else's lifestyle down the line? So, ladies, when the men are approaching you, are your intentions good for the reason why you would say, yes, I'm going to date this specific guy. Yes, I'm going to be in a relationship with this guy. Yes, I'm going to live for the rest of my life with this person. Fellas, when you're stepping to the ladies and you're shooting your shots, are you intentional with the people that you bring aboard and that you procreate with and bring life into this world? Are we're truly being intentional with this? And these are excellent questions that we have to ask when we're dating because what we're seeing so much of right now, when you're looking at real life, it may weigh more than the actual entertainment aspect. But what we're seeing is we're seeing more entertainment through our social media lens because now things are entertaining. People will entertain a relationship, but they're not intentional about their relationship. They are dating somebody because of how aesthetically pleasing that they may look, how they may smell, or whatever the case may be, but they're not intentional in if I choose this person, this is a person who I can see myself spending the rest of my life with because the men control the access to marriage, the women control the access in order for them to come together to have and make a family together. And we have to be under a complete understanding on both sides with one another so that when we move on, we have to make the positive determination of whether we are a wasting time with the person that we have no intention of being with, or we have been spending time, quality time with someone that we want to build with. And we're missing this opportunity. This opportunity window is closing so fast because we have men out there who are, of course, doing exceptionally well. And I would imagine that they want their legacy to continue. And I'm speaking on this because whether you are an Asian man with an Asian woman, a Caucasian man, or a white American male with a white American female, or you're a black American male with a black American female, I'm speaking about the dynamics of that relationship. That are you wasting time with that person or are you building with that person? What do you all want to do? Not what society wants you to do. What are you all needing to do to make sure that before that you all bring a kid into the picture, that you all have a complete understanding of the legacy that you are about to create. What is very upsetting is seeing two people who come together for entertainment purposes and not for intentional purposes. And they bring a child or children into this world, and then that man and woman separate and they leave the kids in the single parent home. That is destruction because the kid now does not see structure. And they're going to repeat the same thing that their parents have done, unless that child has the good sense to know to go out and pick somebody who they intentionally want to be with and who they want to build with. And when we look at the grand perspective, we have to take responsibility before the relationships because are people prepared for commitment these days? I don't think that people are truly looking to be prepared for any kind of commitment in relationship these days. And that takes time and growth on people. I don't expect anyone to wake up and they say, well, I think I may want to get into a relationship. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. And as a person age, you should not be going up towards 30 and 40 years old, especially 40. You shouldn't be going towards 40 years old and still be emotionally immature. The whole goal is when you move and grow up in age that you become emotional, but you have the emotional maturity that's going to go along with that as you age up. So I can understand a teenager, 18, 19 years old, 20 to 29-year old. I can understand them playing around and going for that entertainment perspective. But at 30 years old, from 30 to 40, from 30 to 39, you should be trying to land the plane and getting yourself more mature and grounded. And you should be settled by 40. By 40 years old, you shouldn't be still playing the streets. You should most definitely be settled. And I'm speaking from the point of will you be able to get to a point where you enjoy your teens, enjoy your 20s. 30, you start getting serious. You should be into your career. And I'm speaking to the man and woman with this. I'm speaking to the adults. And by 40, you shouldn't be still trying to figure it out. We should most definitely be ma- definitely mature. So you still shouldn't be hanging out at the club trying to figure out who you're going to talk to. You shouldn't be doing any of that. It's one thing going to the club as a couple and you all are going to a lounge, a grown-up lounge where there's no riffraff. I get it. I can understand that. Couples going double days out doing that stuff, cool. No problem. But 40 years old still pretending that you're younger and 20, definitely is not the best look. And so we change that by the people that we hang around. If you have a lot of single friends who choose to be single and you're trying to be married, how can they provide you advice on what it's like to get married or what you need to do to get married if you so choose to? You're not losing sight of your friends. You're just emotionally maturing to another level that is going to help build you up. So then when they see that you are not having to do as much and you're able to have a shared responsibility with somebody in the same household as you, then it may prompt your friends of wanting to get married themselves. And that's what I want society and people to be able to see. For every child that I see on this planet, my expectation is I would expect to see both of the parents married together prior before that child even comes into existence. And while that may be a far stretch and may be far from reality than what most people think in today's society, things have to go in order. And we are out of order. We're out of order because we're trying to live a lifestyle for views, for entertainment, and we're not being intentional. The intentional way is we grow up, we learn how to be fully functional adults. We find another adult out there that is wanting the same thing, the same ambitions as far as wanting to move up in life. You all enjoy your marriage together, you enjoy being as a couple together, and then you all decide, okay, we seem to be a little bit stable. Let's bring a family into existence. And then you all go and start creating a family and you start building. And the cycle keeps repeating itself. So that way, when your grandkids and your grandchild or your grandchildren grow older, that they can then look back and say, these are my grandparents. So now you have your family reunions. How can you create a family reunion if the family reunion between mother and father don't even want to be around each other? Family reunions get started when that man and woman do things right. They get married, they have a family, that family keeps getting extended, and they let their kids know this is the right path that you need to go down. And that man and woman continuously getting together down the line, that family begins to expand, that family reunion continues its cycle. That is the way that things should be done. And we're missing a lot of this opportunity out here. People, there's so much opportunity out here. So what's disturbing is people say, well, I can't find anyone. You can find anyone that you want. Somehow people find other people who got money, but people will not find the person who is a stable working person just like them. Everybody is not going to have a spouse that is going to be well off. A lot of you are going to have a spouse. Both of you may be average, everyday working people. I always use the example. I don't care if it's two McDonald's employees getting together and putting their resources together to move a different way. This hits a little bit different in society that we have today. So most definitely, people, like, listen, subscribe to the channel. Lifestyle by SK, with wine, cigars, relationships, create that tapestry of extraordinary experience. You all have a good one.